Today I'm going to be doing my favorite kind of food, one pot stews. Slow cooked, delicious, complex and full of flavor is an Irish winter stew. Let's get started. I'm just chopping up boneless mutton. Now, very simply, we're going to season our mutton. Pepper, then salt. Very important to season your meat well, right? A well seasoned piece of meat has infinitely more flavor than something that's a little under seasoned. So enough salt, and then I'm also going to add a little bit of maida or flour. Now that maida is going to coat our mutton nicely. It's going to dry the surface, which is going to help us brown it. Also, it's going to thicken our sauce. Next, about 3 potatoes. Now let's get down to cooking this stew. Very, very important when you're doing a stew, especially an Irish stew like this, you want lots of depth. Absolutely delicious. Nice bit of color, yeah. Caramelization. You can see at the bottom of that pan, you've got all of that nice pan residue or pan juices. That's what all of that flavor is. We're just going to add about 1/4 of these onions. So I would say 1.5 to 2 onions. Okay, in they go. 1.5 onions, finely julienne. Now I'm just going to saute the onions until they begin to take on a light golden brown color. Perfect. Next, some cumin. Purely my addition to give it some local flavor. A stick of cassia bark. Then some fresh thyme. Beautiful. One of my favorite herbs to use. Goes well with absolutely anything. So my herbs are in, my spices are in. Now I'm going to season the meat and the onions together. Okay, so a little bit of salt and some pepper. Look at that. Our onions are really beginning to caramelize on the bottom of that pan. Beautiful. Time to add our balance ingredients. So, for a nice bit of punch and pungency, alright, lots of garlic. So, 4 cloves of garlic. Just bash them to release their juices. And then, just chop them up. Doesn't have to be too fine. And then all of our potato and our carrots. Again, 2 carrots. Okay, so I'm just going to fry our potatoes with our carrots, our meat, onions, herbs and spices. Fry them all together. Just coat everything with all of those lovely flavors. Then we're going to add our beer and let it cook down. A nice dollop of butter. Right, so in typical Irish tradition and fashion, I have managed to get my hands on a nice dark Irish beer. Right, you can use a Guinness, you can use stout of any kind. The idea is to pack plenty of depth into that stew. Alright, and nothing, quite frankly, does it better than a nice dark Irish beer. Yeah. Oh, look at that. Beautiful. So I've added the beer, about half a bottle to start with, and now I'm just deglazing our beautiful pan. That all of those meaty, oniony pan deposits, yeah, they are packed with flavor, and we just want to incorporate all of it. Look at that, it's just changed color completely. Yeah, already you've got that very characteristic dark Irish stew color. I'm going to add the rest of that beer. We're going to bring it up to a boil and then turn down the heat and just let it simmer away until that lamb is soft and the potatoes are cooked to perfection. We're just going to cover it. Okay, so I'm just tipping over that entire beautiful stew. Look at that. Absolutely brilliant. Some spring onion.